Hey, on today's episode of Garage Talk, we look at the Demolition Derby or NASCAR Clash at Bowman Gray. I'm not sure what it was.
And Andy Amendola has a new book that I've got. You can pre-order that now at redracerbooks.com.
We take a look at IndyCar's newest race and a whole lot of other rambling right now.
All right, welcome to an all-new F Racing's Garage Talk. I'm DJ Plook.
I'm Eric Richardson.
You know what? I was feeling pretty bad after North Wilkesboro, but after watching the Clash, or as they were calling it, the NASCAR Winter Classic, I don't feel so bad.
No, I think we were pretty much right on par with the number of cautions and just random spins. And
I mean, it wasn't even an ARCA race. It wasn't even a O'Reilly race. I got it. I got it. I said O'Reilly.
yeah, it was rough last week after going through Wilkesboro and all the cautions that we had running half the race under caution. But watching the Clash in 200 laps and running about half of it under caution, we weren't too bad.
You know what I was thinking is like iRacing does give you the option to not count laps under caution. And it's like, what if we scale it back just a little bit and say laps under caution don't count?
Then we need like a 3 hour time limit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have a little bit longer of a time limit, but we're trying to be good to our broadcaster, good to our audience, and so on. And
That can maybe be an idea to toss to the committee to maybe revamp a little bit,
yeah,
but it's still
it's like I
the
don't want to.
wrecking and aggressiveness is one thing, but it is a short track. They were what, 20-second laps?
Yeah, it's like I don't want to
Yeah,
abandon short track,
something there.
and I don't think we need to, but like we got to make some adjustment here. But yeah, I mean, I didn't watch a ton of the Clash. Every time I seemed to turn in, they were under caution, and then I thought it was over because I thought it was on Big Fox, and I turned on, saw the Masked Singer was on. I'm like, oh, it's over. And then I go and check, and I see there's still like 20 laps to go. I'm like, wait, what? Oh, it's on FS2. Oh, oops.
Yeah, I turned it on at about lap 98, then sat through that, a little bit of delay. Then it starts raining. Like, you've got to be kidding me. Then I think I dozed off around like 140, 150, and maybe later even. Woke up, I see the mass scenery. I'm like, oh, it's over.
Nothing like Wednesday afternoon, evening NASCAR. I wonder how many times. I mean, obviously this wasn't a points race; it wasn't anything official. But I wonder how many times NASCAR has had to run on Wednesday. It can't be too many times.
The closest I can think of just right off top of my head is Dover from what, 2 seasons ago? They ran on Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah. And we had,
That's the only thing I can think of like midweek.
and then there's,
Just right off.
the often referenced 97 Indy 500 that ran on Tuesday.
I know there's somebody sitting listening right now going, this race, you idiots.
Yeah, well, you know what? I wasn't paying attention. You know, it's funny. I'm not gonna say who sent this to me. And they sent me the last two laps of the 92 Indy 500 of the, the Al Jr. and Little Al and
Got good
Scott
here.
Goodyear with the closest finish ever. And I said to this person, I go, I'm old enough to remember watching that on TV. I mean, it was tape delay
Yep.
because we were in the blackout zone, but it's like I'm old enough to
Oh, I
remember
watched it.
watching that on TV. And they laughed and said I wasn't even born yet. And I said, yeah, I know, I know. I said I was about 6.5 years old when that happened.
Yeah,
That
that's
was something.
crazy. No, no, we would have been seven.
No, later that year. Or yeah, I guess I would have just turned 7. You're right.
Man, and you're the math guy?
I forgot. Well, I forgot May. Yeah. Well, let's see. What day was the 92? Okay, so the 1992 Indy
That is a great
500.
question. I'm gonna say like the 26th or something.
Oh, it was my 7th birthday. So yes, I had just turned 7 that day. So technically, since I was born late in the evening, I hadn't officially turned 7 yet. So technically, I am right. I should have been a lawyer.
Close enough.
All
Plus or
right.
minus 5 months.
The yeah, I
Budweiser,
was
King of beers. It'll do it to you.
yeah, well, and the thing is too, I was like 92. That was one of my birthday years. This year's a birthday 500 for me. You know, it's funny. My brother Kyle is born on February 15th, which happens to be the day of the Daytona 500 this year. So his birthday is the Daytona 500, and my birthday is the Indy 500. So what are the chances of that?
That is pretty good. Yeah, I wish I was going to Daytona, but it's just not going to work out this year. Maybe I can find a way to the Pepsi 400 or something later.
Oh, you just miss out by a couple of days for your. You don't have a race birthday this year. Well, you take. I mean, you might. Let me see. Let's look at the trucks.
I usually won't because it's during the week for the most part.
No, you miss it.
I feel like my
The
birthday usually falls on like a Tuesday or Wednesday.
yeah. The you missed by a couple days. So Talladega is your birthday week, though. So it's not a bad birthday week race.
I have done that before.
You have done that before
The infamous Jeff Gordon win and beer cans
with the
getting
beer
thrown on
cans.
the track.
So on the back to the topic of the clash. So Ryan Preece, good for him, wins.
Yeah, great win.
Good for him. He's been up and down and flipped over many times. And good to see him win. You know, he's the third driver to win a clash before winning a Cup Series points race. Can you name the other two? They said it a million times on Fox.
Yeah, and I heard it. Jeff Gordon's one of them,
Yep,
and I don't remember the second one.
he's still an active driver. That should be your key. Still is the key word.
Was it Denny?
Yes, Denny Hamlin is the other one. Their first
I was gonna say,
wins.
I know I heard it, but it's one of those. I have enough other stuff going on that,
That's why I
like, I
quizzed
hear it,
you.
but didn't really collect it.
That's why I quizzed you on that. So, but yeah, Ryan Priest comes out of there and he's talking to somebody. They hold up the phone, they're FaceTiming with somebody, and drops an F bomb, get picked up by the live TV cameras, no dump, nothing. Then he starts getting his interview, drops another F bomb on live TV, and it's like, yeah, Ryan Priest, drop those F bombs on live TV. And then they asked
FIA is
NAS.
gonna find a way to give him a 10 place grid penalty
Well,
and
no,
a
they
five
they
thousand
asked
dollar fine.
they asked NASCAR if they were going to penalize him in some way for that. And like, nah, we're not, nah. And they said we're not going to penalize drivers for swearing on live TV, basically. And
Who
um,
cares?
yeah,
There's so much worse.
and Dale Jr. goes, "I'd like my 25 points back from his infamous moment." I always thought that was weird. He got penalized for that. For well, the line was they asked him about how does this compare to your father, and he said something like, it doesn't mean shit or something like that. And it was like it was relatively tame what he said, and they fined him like 25 points for that. I was like, really?
Come on now.
Yeah, that was a little.
I get you're trying to keep it clean because you're supposedly for all ages, but come on
Take
now.
take your kids to the track. There is nothing clean yelled out at.
If you
It's
take your 10-year-old to a race, you're going to see somebody passed out drunk in the stands. You're probably going to see a fight. You're going to see who knows what else.
Phoenix wasn't honestly. I have not seen. I mean, I say this now, but I have not seen any fights at Phoenix. I've seen some strange people that fit the stereotype, we'll say. But I haven't actually seen any like rowdiness there. I mean, it's championship weekend became too corporate of an event, just because of the cost of
I guess
it.
maybe my comparison is I spent 2 nights camping on the side of the road in Talladega.
Yeah, it's not exactly apples to apples.
No, to be fair on that one.
The campground is hilarious though. I always when the you take the shuttle in from the parking lot at Phoenix, they basically have these like rows of seats that hook to the back of a pickup truck that they take you from the lots and take you up to the front. And you drive by the campground. It's the campground's on your right as you're driving in. Yeah, there's always the hilarious collection of flags and pro this and anti this. And one year somebody had like this, wasn't, it almost looked like a wax museum, but it was made out of styrofoam. And it was like styrofoam of like various people through history. And it was like George Washington through Donald Trump. It was like, what?
That's awesome.
It was just this like row of all these like life-size styrofoam people in costumes. And I'm like, what is this? Like, I'm just like, I wanted to go up and say, sir, like, what possessed you to make a history of American presidents? I mean, it was like four, five, six people, something like that. I didn't say the next number after six. Um, it's like, what possessed you that you felt the need to go and make life-size replicas of former presidents, make a display that you hook to the back of your RV and tow that to the Phoenix Raceway campground? I'd like to understand your logic, sir.
The
Um,
logic is probably, well, because why not?
and then it was hilarious because at night when you're leaving and it was dark, for the fall race when you're coming back at night, he had spotlights on it shining on the people. I wish
That's awesome.
I wish I would have took a picture of it. I'm like, this man is, whoever this guy is, he is dedicated. Fantastic. So, um, yeah. So
If you ever get a
congratulations.
chance for a NASCAR race, go to the camping area Saturday night. You are going to be in for an experience. And I would assume it goes just about anywhere.
I mean, I'm sure some are more, some are rowdier than others. I have a friend who camps at Daytona for the 500. Um, his dad owns an RV and they go camping. And actually, Nick Warboy camps for Michigan.
Yes, he does.
I mean, it sure
That's about the
beats.
only way to do Michigan the right way because I've talked about it before. The traffic is horrendous.
It's like you'd think they'd
So
have
that's the
that
smart
figure.
way.
I mean, it's not like that track is new. You'd think they'd have that figure. Like Phoenix does a phenomenal job for traffic entrance and exit. They basically tell you to like go all the way out of your way, come back in, and come from the back. And then on the way out, they just push everybody out the front. And it's really simple to get in and out of there. It's like and the city of Avondale and the county sheriffs and everything are out there moving traffic along, and they do a really, really good job. But it's just like I just don't understand how Michigan can be so bad at traffic.
It's funny, like they keep the highways and the roads around there going both directions, but they'll have like traffic going this way to turn right, but then traffic is going to come this way and cross over that to come back left.
And they
And
gotta stop
there's so
them and
many
cross. Like it's stupid.
intersections that it's just a standstill. It's like,
It's really
guys,
stupid.
put up, it's race weekend, get out the state police, block off roads, no crossing traffic, just flow it to the next major road.
So
Problem solved.
while we're on the topic of NASCAR, I got something in the mail recently. I think I have permission. I hope I have permission to show this. I think we do, don't we?
This is what I think you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I'm pretty sure he said
Um,
we're good.
brand new thing with pages.
Yes,
Yeah, he
I'm.
said we're good.
Yeah, he said we're good. Okay, well, good. So, our good friend Andy Amendola, who's been on this show multiple times, Red Racer Books has a new book out. They have pre-ordered the officially licensed the ABC of NASCAR Racing that Eric and I helped with this book on the front end. So we had some pretty good discussions on the front end of this book for some of the
Hmm.
topics, and um, we got our consulting credits at the end. So that's now our third book we've worked with Andy on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's
And again, just a huge honor to be able to
yeah,
just even
absolutely.
be a small part of this.
Yeah, I mean it's really cool. Like I went into the Indy 500 museum, and Andy's books were in there. And I texted Andy and I said, "Hey, they don't have a lot of your books in stock." And he's like, "All right, cool." And he reached out and got more, on order with them, which was pretty cool. But I'm like, "Hey, I'm here right now. I'm checking inventory for you." But it was cool going into the Indianapolis Motor Speedway gift shop and pulling up a book and like, "Hey, kids, look, your name is in the back of this book here that they sell at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway gift shop." And this is officially licensed by NASCAR. It's got the
Got the
NASCAR
stamp.
stamp on the back, and really, really cool. I mean, another nice job by Andy on this project. So, this book is
No, I
available.
should actually be seeing Andy here next week.
Really, for what? Is he coming to Daytona?
Or what, 2 weeks? Yeah, he was coming down to Daytona
Yeah.
during speed
Oh wait,
weeks,
yeah,
and
he's coming down now. I forgot he doesn't live in Miami anymore.
so even if I'm not at the race, I am gonna hopefully get over there and meet up and see Andy. And funny fact, the last time I actually saw him was at the Indy 500
Yeah,
last year.
been a while. So, pre-order this now. It's a great book for kids. It's officially ages 4 to 8, but makes a great stocking stuffer for Christmas, for birthdays. You can pre-order at redracerbooks.com, or you can order that on Amazon. Actually, all of Andy's books are on there. So, again,
I'm enjoying
another.
my Red Racer book collection. It's
Yeah, I
continuing
know.
to grow.
Yep. So, and he signed the book too, or so I got the author autograph copy. Although my kids actually have one of the Joseph Newgarden signed copies of his book. I did get my kids the a copy of the book. When the order he signed the new yeah, Joseph Newgarden signed the first 500 copies of the book, and the first
Yep.
500 copies that were sold had a Newgarden signature on it. So I said, you better take care of that book, or I will disown you. And yeah,
Andy's a great friend.
yes, he is. All right. So on to IndyCar this week. There was some news after we recorded last week that kind of caught everyone off guard. Uh Hot controversial topic. And with our policies generally, we don't really discuss politics on this show because, one, no matter what your opinion is on it, somebody's gonna get mad at you. Two, look at our tagline. We're a bunch of idiots. You don't want to hear our opinions anyway. Three, um, there's plenty of places where you can go and get much better opinions on this, but the Freedom 250 was announced in Washington, D.C., and I'm going to take this. There's been a lot of controversy with, you're associating with the administration. People are upset about it. Some people are excited about it, but I want to look at it from, this event is going to be a disaster.
I yeah, I really hope it doesn't go that poorly that it's like this is why this was just a bad idea. I'm hoping maybe this is a vague hope that remember last year that they said they were going to have some big announcements for like tracks or races for this season.
Yep.
I'm hoping that this has actually like been in the
Th-
works now for many, many months
That is
and they
my
figured the
concern.
logistics and now kind of the
The,
late notice is why they did it.
there's three or four things I'm going to lose track as I go, why I'm concerned about this event. One is people inside of DC had no idea this was a serious discussion. Like the local city people have gone on record. People in Congress have said, I had no idea this was a serious discussion. I mean, that's pretty critical. Like, you look at F1 in Las Vegas, they were working with the local government there in the state of Nevada for 2 years on this race. They thoroughly prepped roads for many, many months to get that race ready. That is not an easy thing to turn around. I mean, I've been to DC, it's been a while. I The roads around the Capitol, like they want to do, last time over there, they didn't look like they were in that great a shape.
It has been a long time since I've been in DC.
So you've got that concern. You've got people not aware. You've got concerns about the road. Last I also heard, the people on record have said that they don't have a track finalized. There's been a bunch of speculation. Somebody suggested this like 5 mile long track that goes around the Capitol building all the way down to the Lincoln Memorial and back. I mean, they said it would be longer than Road America, which I think is the longest track on the schedule, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
So you have this event. It is February 5th, February 6th when you hear this. They're going to do this in the middle of August. They allegedly don't have a track design. The roads, don't know what the condition of the roads are. You have security. Security is going to be, it's hard enough with security in a place like Las Vegas where it's tourist. This is around pretty sensitive, highly protected government buildings, including the Capitol building, some of the most visited monuments. The White House is nearby. You're gonna probably have the president and very high level dignitaries at this event. The security for this has got to be pretty insane. So you're gonna have messy logistics there. On top of that, I I just I know where I was gonna go with this. One of the worst months in DC is August.
Yeah,
It's the hottest month. It is the most humid month. It's gonna be absolutely miserable. But are you gonna do a night race? Do you
that
have
would
the
be kind of cool.
do you have the lighting to pull that off? I mean, I it just gives off this vibe that this was just kind of thrown together very quickly and it's not planned out. There's gonna be a lot of scrambling at the last minute to get things figured out. I just I don't know. It just doesn't give me, from a strictly speaking, from an event standpoint, all politics aside, I just feel like this is going to be rushed and it's going to be crappy because of it.
Yeah, I hope they have some good people working behind the scenes right now that maybe a lot of this stuff is ironed out. Is I think
But, I mean, it
it
could be
is
a
a
very cool
cool
event.
idea,
Yeah.
and it could be a just fantastic event if it's given the chance. And auto racing has really become a big part of the country too.
Yeah.
NASCAR's been around now for what, 75 years.
77 years now.
We're going on what, 110 editions of the Indy 500. They've been racing cars since the
Well
first
over
cars were built.
110 years now.
They raced horses before the cars were around.
Yeah,
So horsepower has just shifted.
literally.
But I think it is kind of a cool event and a cool idea. But let's hope it pans
I
out.
just it's just like if you would have started this last year, I'd feel better about it. But it's like they want to have it this year for America's 250th birthday. But it's just like put it to 2027. Like nobody's gonna remember. Well, I mean, there have been some awful events in IndyCar history and racing in general.
If this event goes poorly, it's going to be remembered forever.
Yeah,
If it ends up being a solid and good race and everything goes smoothly, we're going to forget about it in 10 years.
probably.
Or it'll be, oh, remember that DC race? Like, how long ago was that now?
Remember the kart when they did that race in Vegas that one year and they had to like cross that railroad crossing and the cars would like bounce every time they and it's like that was not a good race, but everybody remembers the cars going over a railroad crossing. And it's like that's not what you want to
Remember those
remember.
little things.
No, that's not what you want to remember from something like that. And it's just like this just feels so rushed.
And it's unfortunate too that I've seen comments on stuff of I'm no longer an IndyCar fan because this race is happening.
I mean,
No, that's fine, but that's unfortunate too.
I hate to break it to those people, but like if you look at any motorsports in the world, you look at some of the people that they're associated with. Look at F1. Yeah, they're racing in Bahrain, they're racing in Qatar, they're racing in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, they're racing in areas, they raced in Russia for a long time. Yeah, they raced in China. It's like they're racing in areas where some of the people that are putting this event on are not the nicest people, not the greatest people
Mhm.
in the world. It's like auto racing has always been associated with money, and money does not always associate with good people and good things. And
And that's just the major series that we're talking about.
yeah,
Because there's all sorts of local stuff and different series going on all around the world. Another big complaint I heard about the race too was the field isn't even full of American drivers.
No, driving Hondas with an Italian chassis. You have a Spanish champion. You're arguably your greatest driver in your series is from New Zealand.
So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Maybe, hopefully.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
may not even go. It
I mean,
may
there's
end up being a
been,
mute point on all of this.
well, wasn't it Baltimore where they tried to do a street race in Baltimore years ago, and it was on the calendar, and then it got canceled or something like that? Do you remember that?
Vaguely, I'm trying to think, but I'm drawing a blank here. I mean, to be fair, they do race around Detroit, and those roads are awful.
Yeah, those roads are pretty bad. I guess they did actually race it. I forgot. They did it in 11, 12, and 13. Willpower, Ryan Hunter, maybe it wasn't Baltimore, maybe it was Pittsburgh or Boston. There was some city that tried to angle for a street race, and it just,
I don't think it's one of those two.
yeah, something like that. Just go back to Cleveland and race on the lakefront.
Go back to the airports.
Yeah,
Those were fun races when Cart would do that.
I love those airport races back in the day.
Those were cool, and they were unique.
Just race on
I
the,
guess the
yeah.
other big IndyCar association, Dario Franchitti racing again
Yeah.
in the NASCAR trucks
Didn't have that on my bingo card.
at St. Pete. Speaking of bingo cards,
Yep.
there's something fun that we're going to be doing throughout the course of the year here. We're going to fill in our own bingo card with randomness that we feel is important enough to keep track of. So, like the weather chaos at Bowman Gray for the Clash, that'll be one of them. I've already had to modify that. And Franchitti Racing Trucks, yeah, didn't think of that one. But
No.
what we want to do too, we want to, when we put them up, we want to invite you. What are some things that you want to see on your wild auto racing bingo card this year? And then we'll see who's actually happened.
We got the San Diego race coming up. There's Jensen Button, I think, said if somebody gave him a ride in San Diego, he would do the race. I
What did I
still,
see? The Truck Race Friday, only service members will be able to be there
yeah,
because it's like a holiday.
yeah. I think it's funny. I still think back to when Jensen Button ran at Coda a few years ago, and he comes on the radio after the end of the race and talks about how emotionally drained he was after, and he goes, "That was just so intense." And he goes, "That was like a full season of F1 in one race." I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, a little more to it
there
than
are a few
driving
more
in
cars
circles.
and they will bump and bang you all day long.
A little more to it than turning left four times.
We're getting closer to start of Formula One to see how these cars do.
They're in
The
that
one,
preseason hype mode where, oh, everything's great until it's not.
the one thing I still wish Formula One would do is let's get rid of this whole gentleman's agreement of it was my corner. I was far enough alongside. You should have given it to me. Look at NASCAR, look at IndyCar. They'll race side by side through the turns. Doesn't matter if it's a chicane, a tight hairpin. They keep it side by side and set up for the next turn. That would make F1 races a lot more entertaining.
Be a lot more damage too, probably.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you put yourself in the right position and go at the right time.
The I'm sorry, I apologize to the creator of this account or this social media post because it's so good. They do the Red Bull Comedy Club videos after every weekend, and they play like the best of like the Red Bull drivers making jokes, and half of it, like two-thirds of it, are like Max making jokes. And they put one up this week called like the Red Bull off season, and it was, it's hilarious with like Max, and he's like, they talk about how stress ages you, and he's like, well, that's why I'm going to live to be 250 years old, and he's like, yeah, I'll be at home and I'll wake up at 2 in the morning, and I'll be like, huh, and I go and jump on the simulator at 2 in the morning, and the interviewer's like, don't you have to sleep? He's like, no,
I
no,
sleep
he's
when I
like,
want to.
I'll sleep when I'm dead. The other thing he was asked about of how his popularity in the last year has surged. He's like, yeah, they're finally realizing it. It's just funny
The
how
Max
like
from a few years ago to this like past couple years is so funny to see.
it's just like it's just like he took the whininess out. There's like the occasional anger moment, but it's just like the anger and whininess went away, and now it's just deadpan sarcastic Max all the time. Where it was just
Just
like
awesome to
you'd have
see.
those those little glimmers of those moments before, and now that's what you get.
I still like how he just watches the races while he's racing.
Like, this is so boring. I should have brought a pillow. I'm very interested to see how the new car does at Monaco. I can't imagine it'd be too much better, but
I don't think it's small enough to really matter. It is a little bit smaller. I don't think it's enough. We shall see.
yeah, Lewis Hamilton's out doing the I feel like we got the winning mentality here at Ferrari. Like,
No, you don't.
no, you don't.
I like
We,
the attitude, but there hasn't been enough changeover in the last several years. So
I mean,
Ferrari
there
is still
has
going
been enough
to
changeover. They just keep making
Ferrari.
the same mistakes somehow. I don't know how, but Ferrari gonna Ferrari.
Yeah. Once we get a little bit closer to the season kickoff of Formula One, we'll hit our what highs and lows of who we think is going to do well.
How's who's gonna be the surprise? How's Cadillac going to do?
It's
That's
funny. Some things I see are already like George Russell is going to be your driver champion this year.
maybe,
Got to race it first.
maybe.
We
I
have
mean,
cars
I mean,
that
he could. He very
nobody
well
knows.
could.
Oh, he could. But I think people are putting so much that this Mercedes engine is so much better than everybody else that it's just nobody can compete.
I guess we'll see.
That's why we run the races. They'll do the same with IndyCar, and I think we got time before Daytona, right? We can do that next
15th.
week.
Yeah, next week we should be seeing some Clash stuff. Not Clash, the Gatorade, the duels.
We'll put down some predictions. At least we don't have to worry about making a top four this year.
Who was? I saw a video today about um NASCAR hates SVG was the title of the video. And it's like they took away the rule. They took away Mexico City, but it's like that was because of the World Cup. That wasn't by I think they would be if it wasn't for the World Cup, I think they'd be back there again. Probably.
Need to see IndyCar go to Mexico.
Almost did. Pato
Pato
who?
wasn't famous enough.
Pato who?
Pato who? I got a picture of that billboard down at
Oh, really?
the
Yeah.
Speedway. They're on what 16th.
Yeah, it's yeah. IndyCar's got a lot to do to get out of their own way, so we'll see. We'll see how Phoenix does. I got the test here in a couple weeks. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to get myself there.
And we're a couple weeks from our test at Phoenix,
Yeah, yeah, 24th.
24th. We
Got
kick off the season at Phoenix.
bottom split is back on Monday night. We're going to Chicagoland.
I'm excited to run it.
I am too. I'm I put out the I showed the drivers the intro video for this year, and I'm happy with how it turned out. I really like how the video ends. which is basically the end of the trailer, which that was a pure accident, how that just kind of lined up. And I'm like, oh, that's so good. Got the whole ARCA and ARCA brakes thing, and the video ends of a crash about to happen, and it just blows up, cuts out right before the crash.
Yeah, hopefully not too many of us are ARCA braking.
I mean, you're in
You think?
Chicagoland. You don't need a break.
No, that'll be fun.
Yeah, so I had to actually, you know what? I didn't mention this to you, but so I put 45 laps for Chicago. That's like right on the edge of fuel.
Ooh,
And I'm just like, dude, just drop it to 40. Like the whole point of it is you don't have to worry about fuel. You're just racing. Like we don't I don't want everybody running out of fuel in the last lap. That would suck. So I bumped it down to 40.
yeah. I'd say 45 would help me out, but that's not the purpose of it.
No, no,
We
it's
don't
not.
want.
We've
Generally, what
had
we
that
try to
before.
do would be about half distance of one of our full races. That way, you don't have to worry about fuel stops and just get out and run, work on your racecraft, and
Not
just get
crash.
used to being on track. Um, so yeah, we don't want to add lots of different elements into it.
No. No, that's not what this is for.
That'll be when you get to Wednesday night dash.
It's getting that way.
Yeah, Wednesday night
It's
dash, it is picking up.
it's the evolution has been very quick. I'm just I I mean we got Talladega this week, but then we go to Indy the next week, and Lucas will be back, and we got Kentucky coming up, and we got a Phoenix, and we got a Michigan, and we got Mexico City, and
There's
I
some
ma-
good tracks coming.
I made a goof on Mexico City. I put it on the Grand Prix instead of National, which is what NASCAR uses. And so I guess some of the drivers had started practicing on the national or on the Grand Prix, and I had one of the drivers reach out like, "Hey, do you really need meant to keep it on Grand Prix because they use national?" And I'm like, you know what, you're right. And our rule is we follow in real life as close as possible. So we switched it. It's now national. I know some people weren't too thrilled about that, but you know what? It is what it is.
Maybe a little bit of a teaser, but I may have to look at Mexico in season 8 Indy Racing World Series.
I was actually um so there is no Indy setup for Miami for the Autodrome. And it's like I get it, but at the same time it's like come on, that could be fun.
How about that for a doubleheader? IndyCar Formula One, or even go like the following week or week before. Because the
Uh
track's already set up,
yeah.
go and run
Um
it.
Mick Schumacher, speaking of Miami, Mick Schumacher got his first oval test this week at Homestead.
I wish I was a little closer down there.
And yeah, it's like why won't they just go back and race there? And it's like you realize like I don't think they've really raced there since Paul Dana's death. And that's almost 20 years ago now.
Yeah, that's early 2000s.
It was 2006. It was 20 years ago. Ay, ay, ay.
And some of the other tracks I could maybe see not going to, but I think with the safety innovations they have now, Homestead is a doable track.
I think so too. I mean,
No matter where you go, there's going to be inherent risk.
yeah, like you can't do Atlanta under this configuration. That would someone would
No,
die. Obviously, can't do Daytona. You obviously cannot do Talladega, even though iRacing seems to want to do that every season. I still don't understand that. It's like, come
no,
on, let's just put it
get
on an
rid of that.
actual track. Like, just stop. Put it on Delara Dash if you really want to. Like, just stop wasting a week.
Yes.
I did an IRO1 race at Talladega once, and when they had that brief period where they were using IRO1 in the Delara Dash,
For
and
the year when they couldn't use the 12.
yeah, And it was surprisingly fun and really intense. And
I've done one Indy race at Talladega, and it was actually a lot of fun.
it, the thing with the IR01 is that thing is fast. I was doing they had a time trial at Indy with the IR01 on the and for those that don't know, the IR01 is not a real car. Like this thing has never been built. I don't know why it was built, but
iRacing
yeah,
#1.
yeah, basically. So I went out there and was doing time trial laps on the IR01. We're doing like 39 seconds on the IR18. I was doing 36-second laps on Indy in the IR01.
That's fast.
Yeah, it was hauling. And the thing is, it has so much grip in the corners. You're going like 230 through the turns and it's sticking. And you're like, this is ridiculous. Like this is not realistic at all.
As DJ coughs again.
Yeah, but I got the cough button this time. I'm at like 50% on cough button tonight. So yeah,
I guess not too much more. We had a off week this week on everything,
yeah,
so not really too much on the iRacing front. Next week gets a little bit busier with
we
bottom
got
split starting up and Talladega race. So I'm
yeah,
sure we'll have some things to talk about. We still got another couple weeks till Indy.
March
That
1st.
will be a busy week. I think we have a triple header that week.
We have a triple header. Real life Indies March 1st, but yeah, February 24th.
Yep.
Yeah, this is gonna be crazy this year. I still haven't spent much time with that hybrid. I need to like get out there and actually do this, but I've been working on the ARCA quite a bit, so I'm just like I'm looking. I just want to have a couple of races where I qualify up front and just see if I can hang there, because it's like I've said this over and over again. If I could figure out how to qualify, I could stay up front. Like I don't have a problem with that, but it's just I'm so terrible at qualifying.
Yeah, I need to not go backwards in the first like 3 laps off a
That
green
too.
flag because then I start going forwards, but then I'm so far behind. It's like, come on.
Like that last lap at North Wilkesboro, or I got stuck on the high line and just people are just blowing by me and I lose like 5 spots in a turn and a half. And
Or I like tracks like Charlotte where I just run the wall for half a lap and
yeah, then on the last lap, everybody's wrecking each other and it still stays green. I'm like, oh, thank you. Thank you.
I'm feeling okay in the IndyCar. Done a race in it. Still got some work to do, but I figure, I got some time. Let's work on Wednesday night dash and make sure I'm getting it there and turned a few laps at Chicago so far. Feel pretty stable, so kind of confident going into that one.
We're like a month away from the Indy Phoenix race.
Yeah, I wish I had a job so I could come out there.
I haven't bought tickets yet for it, but I'm going to. I'm actually looking. Anybody, if you see this, if you're going to the Indy race at Phoenix, let me know and let me know where you're sitting, because I don't want to sit by myself. I'll sit with you. I'm not that annoying, usually, sometimes.
Yeah, I've done how many episodes now, and I'm still sitting here, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's been going on for 30 plus years now. Happens.
Then, I guess one last piece of note, we got, for the most part, our updated logos and setup for Garage Talk finalized.
Just about.
So you'll probably be seeing those coming around here pretty soon. And once we like it, you'll see some updated merch coming out there. Probably shirts, mug, a couple different versions of shirt probably.
Got the new mug out. I was gonna order a mug because now my Garage Talk mug is now out of date.
Now it's vintage.
It's now a vintage Garage Talk, yeah.
We should still keep it like get our vintage mug.
The vintage Garage Talk mug with the wrench, just
Have
the
we been around
generic,
long enough to be able to do that?
the clip art wrench in the back.
Yeah, it's clip art.
It's a clip art wrench, basically. How far we've come.
So yeah, check that stuff out. Trying
Uh,
to think what else.
yeah, no, I think that should cover it for this week. So we'll be back next week and got some racing to do. So check us out at Stadium Scene TV, at Stadium Scene on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick. Hopefully Talladega will go better than North Wilkesboro. I detected a lot of sarcasm in the post-race posts on social media after North Wilkesboro.
Yeah, I was laughing at a bunch of those.
Yeah.
Speaking of one of them, one talked about it being a demolition derby. So I
Oh,
tossed out in the comments of, I have an idea for our end of season fun race. And I think right now it may be in the lead of what drivers want to do. And that will be a figure eight at Irwindale with the jump with the Legends cars, the free dirt trucks, and GT3 cars.
I don't know which one
Because
I
why
don't.
not? It
Well,
will just end up pure insanity. And I've maybe toyed with the idea of let's turn off damage
I,
and
I,
no instant limits.
I still, one of these days, we need to do the right turn Monza Oval. I have actually not done the right turn Monza Oval.
I don't have the track.
The Monza is pretty like in iRacing. Monza is ridiculous with some of the configurations they have. They have the Grand Prix configuration with and without the turn one chicane. They have the oval, which hasn't been used in a long time because somebody would die. There's no like fence. It's just like this little guardrail that's like maybe 3 feet off the ground. And you're going like 215 in NASCARs on there. Oh, and by the way, there's parts where it like condenses down, and if you don't, you hit a post and you're gonna go head on into the post. Yeah, no.
I see videos of that all the time.
But then the best one is they have the combination oval Grand Prix circuit. So you do a lap on the oval and then you do the Grand Prix and then you come back and do the oval. But then they have a right turn oval. We're just basically driving backwards. All right, we've gone long. We're gonna cut it. So at FR Racing Online, give us a follow, listen to us on Spotify, subscribe there. Why not? And we'll see you next week for Bottom Split Racing Series and Wednesday Night Dash. So we got a busy week.
Yeah. Thanks for
And
tuning in. Take care.
and pre-order Andy's book,
Yep.
redracerbooks.com or on
Check it out.
Amazon.
Good book.
That's right. I mean, anything we're involved with has to be good. I mean, it's my two
All
thumbs up
right.
endorsement. So we'll see you next week.
Have a good one.